Hey guys, Rom Guruji here, and today we have this interesting phone that was released last year but is still giving strong competition to this year's strong contenders. How is it possible? This is actually the one people are looking at when they think of Nord as a competition, but this was playing in another field when it launched. We'll get more into this phone, but first, if you're new here, press that subscribe button, press that bell icon to get all the notifications, and let's get started. Hey guys, so the phone we are talking about is the Redmi K20 Pro. It was recently available at 23,000 and its normal price is 25,000. It still justifies the price at that price range because it has the Snapdragon 855 chip, a bezel-less display, a great pop-up selfie camera and an amazing back camera, wherein it has also received the MIUI 12 update and is slated to receive Android 11 too. So this might not be the best phone out there or the best flagship out there, but it's still a very strong contender in the sub 25 category. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so first I'll talk about the design. The design language is extremely premium since it was a flagship phone when it was introduced. It has a glass back, it's a glass front, and both are covered with Gorilla Glass 5, and it has a metal body wherein it's a glass metal sandwich, so the sides are of metal unlike plastic that was shown in Nord, right? So a lot of people compare this to Nord. Actually, this is supposed to be a contender to the Nord, and it is actually giving competition to the Nord because even though Nord is a really great phone, it misses out on a lot of stuff that is of the flagship category, which OnePlus obviously did not introduce, being the fact that Nord is not a flagship. Herein, you have the headphone jack, which I think is not a premium feature, but is something that anyone in the sub 25 category would be expecting as they own earphones and they don't want to invest much in buying Bluetooth earphones again. I mean, with this one, you can use any of your earphones you want. Whereas when you talk about Nord, you don't even get that converter dongle that you used to get when you bought OnePlus 6T in the box. So you need to purchase that dongle or you need to purchase wireless earphones. So that might be a problem for anyone who's looking in the sub 25 category. Moreover, the 25,000 worth Nord is yet not available. It won't be available till September. So whatever is available is in 27,000 range, and this still undercuts it by 2,000, and I think it's justified, right? So when you talk about the build quality, it's amazing. It's really great, flagship like. You feel as if you're holding a really good flagship phone, and it has still sustained its design language even in 2020, given that it's super futuristic, bezel-less design, a pop-up selfie camera, right, and a metal and glass body. I think it has sustained very well. Moving on to the operating system, the operating system is Android 10 right now, and the skin on it is MIUI 12. So this phone was the first one of the first phones to be updated in India with MIUI 12. And MIUI 12 is really amazing. The change, the animation is much more smoother. Obviously, the full-fledged MIUI 12 is still yet to come and will be coming very soon to this one, because Xiaomi is making edits in its MIUI 12 for India specifically for all those banned apps that may get included in the stock apps. They will be sending in the changed Indian specific version of MIUI 12 soon. Alright. Moreover, this phone is slated to get Android 11 2 and more security updates. This phone supports Gcam. It has an amazing custom ROM development team. So when you talk about OS on Redmi K20 Pro, you must remember the amount of custom ROMs available for Redmi K20 Pro, official and unofficial, are so very much. I mean, I just started using IQOO 3 and I regret the fact that it does not have any custom ROMs. Herein, you have so many custom ROMs. It has actually, the phone comes with 60 Hz display refresh rate, but some UI modders and some developers have changes so that they get 80 Hz refresh rate, which makes it a bit more smoother. And I find that amazing because the development community on this one is so huge. So people are really enjoying their phones even after a long time when it comes to Redmi K20 Pro, because if they do not like MIUI, they just put in Pixel Experience, and they have a stock Google layout with this amazing full display. I mean, it is astounding and amazing. I really love it, right? When you come to camera, like I told you, it supports Gcam fully. So even though the normal camera has so many features, I mean, it has portrait mode, it has vlog, slow motion, 48 megapixel, night, document, time lapse, panorama. I mean, it is so much. And by the way, the vlog feature has automated video editing, which is really useful for a lot of vloggers because they really need it and they don't need to waste their time in making those short vlogs and editing them anymore. That's really cool. The portrait mode allows you to change the amount of blur that there is, and it's really cool. Moreover, normal photo has a wide angle, a telephoto, and a normal 48 megapixel camera with AI support. So it's really cool. And by the way, if you don't know, MIUI 12 is actually a lot AI based, so it is really nice when it comes to taking images and editing them or making them clearer with the help of AI. Moreover, when you talk about the front camera, I think it is one of the coolest features. There is a small light in this front camera setup which actually notifies that the front camera is opening up, and it is so good, it is so nice to see. Because it's extremely futuristic. I mean, you're buying a phone that is just 25,000 rupees and you're getting so many futuristic features. I think it is a really good steal. And if you put that 84 hertz mod wherein your phone becomes 80 hertz, I think it's pretty smooth. It might not come actually close to the 90 hertz or something, but dude, it's really smooth. So I would suggest, if you go for this phone, you're going to make a little tweaks, you're going to use a custom ROM, but your experience is going to be far more cleaner. And surprisingly, there is also a OnePlus Oxygen OS custom ROM for this phone. Now just imagine 855, a bezel-less screen in the Oxygen OS custom ROM. I think you have yourself a deal that's sealed. Right, so that was all about OS. Now when you talk about performance of the phone in gaming, this is obviously a bit better when it comes to gaming, not just because of the fact that it has a flagship level GPU. Now you must remember, even though the Nord is this generation, this still was introduced as a flagship. So the flagship chip is still going to have some specific features attached to it, which the non-flagship chip won't. So right now, Nord does not support all settings when gaming in Pubg, but this one does, and it is so good to see that this phone is available in 25,000, that you are going to get a lot of feature rich things in this one, especially with the fact that MIUI 12 is coming. The features in MIUI 12 will also be provided to you, plus that community, right? So performance wise, there is no problem with 855. It is still a very good performance wise chip, plus you get 128 GB storage in its base model. When you compare it to the Nord, if you are going to buy the 25,000 version of it, you're just going to get 64 GB memory, and in today's date, 64 GB internal memory is nothing, especially without an expansion slot. So that is something you must consider when you're buying it at this price point. It is a very competitive price point. So that is something that needs to be seen. Yes, it has 5G, and very honestly, a lot of people have asked me questions regarding K20 Pro and Nord, and then they've said that, hey, Nord has 5G. Well, 5G isn't in India, and at least till the year 2022, I don't think 5G is going to come in India. They haven't even released the bands yet in India, so you don't even know if your phone is going to support the bands. Also, the 5G band in the Nord is of the base category or the slowest category. So that speed is actually comparable to 4G's fastest speed versus 5G's lowest band, that is the lowest speed. Right, so you must understand that and remember that 5G is a long way from home, and Nord has the slowest 5G modem that there is. So do remember that. Other than that, the phone is extremely smooth, easy to use. The battery lasts pretty well. So my mother has been using this phone for what, a year and a half now, and this is amazing. It actually has held up pretty well. It has no scratches or no breakage. The motorized camera still works pretty well, and the battery lasts long. And when I say long, it lasts pretty long, which is surprising because a lot of phones have this problem wherein the battery deteriorates after a year or so, sometimes on purpose because of the company.
I watched that.
iPhone, I'm pointing at you right now. Just kidding. I am not pointing at anyone. I'm a very nice person. But anyway, point is that this phone has lasted very well, and I have never seen a design actually still be modern after a year. In this case, it is there, it is still feeling very modern after a year. Now we are going to come to something that people don't talk about. It is the amount of accessories that are available. Okay, so the amount of accessories that are available for K20 Pro is a lot. Since the phone has been in production for a year and more, the amount of accessories you're going to get is a lot. The amount of chargers, the cases, like I got this case for about 300, and it's a really nice case. It's a design case, and most such cases are available. When you talk about a phone that has just come, the amount of accessories available for it is pretty low. And when you go to the company to buy their accessories, like I had got OnePlus 60, and not a lot of accessories were available for it back then when I got it. And the only accessories were available from OnePlus, and the case was costing $1,000, which is like a steal, but from the customers, it's very bad. But yeah, so in this case, you need to also look at the factors of accessories available, service centers available. All of these accessories should be factored in when you're buying a sub 25,000 phone, because a lot of time these phones are going to, you're going to need that support. You're going to like to put a nice accessory on your phone, but you're not going to find it if it's just a newly launched product. You're going to wait for it. But this phone is tried and tested. A lot of people have tested the phone. It's in production. There's so many accessories available. Development community is available. And in case anyone wants to know, the speaker quality of this phone is decent at best. I will not say it's like the greatest speaker quality, honestly, but it's decent at best. And the call quality is really good. I've made and received a lot of calls on this phone, and it's really good quality, right? Otherwise, the phone has no problem. And if you want me to give you my final verdict, I would say that this phone is one of the best phones that there exist in the 25 to sub 25 category. And this is the one I would prefer over, not for a very simple reason, that it still offers you the full-fledged flagship quality, and without compromising the budget features like headphone jacks and those little things that you might need. And it also has cheaper accessories and more accessible repair stores if you want to look at that. Like for example, a lot of people had problems with their notch display, and when they went, the whole repair process were a bit lengthy. Compared to that, you're going to find some MI repair store nearby. So you must understand all of those things and take them into consideration when buying such phones. And any reviewer would tell you that it's better to buy a last year's flagship than to buy this year's budget, because last year's flagship is still going to hold on to that flagship quality, and that quality is very important. If you're looking at a phone from 25 to 30,000, I think quality is something you need to look at. And here the metal build and the glass sandwich is really high quality. There have been bend tests and scratch tests on this phone. This phone made waves around the world. So this is durable, this has great quality, and moreover the development is an important factor when you're looking at a phone. For a very simple reason, after a point the company just stopped giving updates, but that is when the development community comes in, and it is very important. So final verdict, if you're looking for a great phone in the sub 25 category or the 25 category, go for Redmi K20 Pro. I think it is one of the best phones available at this price range. And that's all for this video today, guys. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. See you again.